Welcome into this edition of the Miami Dolphins mailbag. I am Will Scott, answering questions from our loyal subscribers here at Chat Sports as we are winding it down. First preseason game coming up Saturday night in Tampa Bay. We begin with Kevin Fisher, one of our most loyal subscribers here on Dolphins Day. Appreciate you, Kev. Over under 25 pressures for Sealer. Over. I'm hitting the over there. I don't know if that's an official line or just the line that you're doing, Kevin, but 100% over for Sealer. He is going to have a big year. Again, one of the most underrated players in the National Football League. Antoine, my guy, says, if Tua fails this year, would the Dolphins trade him away, and if so, to who? Yeah, I mean, this is a make-or-break year for Tua. Even a big Tua fan like me is going to admit that Tua's got to step up this year, or the Dolphins might look to move away from him. Now, what's interesting is the Dolphins probably would have used that first-round pick that they just lost to trade for a big-name quarterback. Well, you can't do that anymore. You still have some draft capital, but just not as much. Teams that might be interested in Tua? Tom Brady's probably going to have his last year in Tampa Bay this year, so maybe a Tua for Brady swap. Don't hate me. Don't unsubscribe. I don't know what's going to happen there, but Tua's got to step it up this year. If Tua does not play well this year, I don't think any team's going to be interested in trading for him to be the starting quarterback. But again, I think Tua's going to have a big year, prove a lot of people wrong. Tua Truther says, should the Fins trade for Kareem Hunt? No. It would be fun, but they should not do it. And when you look at this current running back depth chart, they do not need Kareem Hunt. I think we all feel very, very good about this current running back situation, which is why I'm going to pass on a Kareem Hunt trade. You have Chase Edmonds, you have Sony Michel, you have Raheem Mostert. I feel very, very good about this current situation. So, no, I'm not going to trade for Kareem Hunt. I will say if they do trade for Hunt, Myles Gaskin would probably be going to the Cleveland Browns, would become their third running back behind Johnson and Chubb. But, yeah, I don't see the Dolphins trading for Kareem Hunt at this point, but I also haven't seen them making a lot of the moves they made. I mean, who saw the Mohamed Sanu signing coming? Do you want to trade for Kareem Hunt? Type T for trade or type P for pass down in the comment section. It is the pinned comment on today's video. Go down and reply to it when you get a sec. Two Ball Kane says, will the new emphasis on illegal contact be a massive help to Miami getting first downs with these fast receivers? Yeah, potentially. I mean, Miami has the two fastest receivers in the game on the same team, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. We heard, I believe, one of the Tampa Bay Bucks players yesterday talking about that Miami has something that no other team has. You know, Waddle and Hill are going to be an explosive, dynamic duo. So, yeah, potentially with the new illegal contact, that could be beneficial to this Miami offense. Bokeh Gringe at 39. What do you think we are getting for Preston and Gaskin? That is a great question. If you trade just both of those guys straight up for a pick, Preston is probably worth a fifth. Gaskin is probably worth a seventh. I don't really see them getting much more than that. But you could include one of those guys in a trade for a much better player, like a Tevin Jenkins, like a Roquan, and maybe do Preston in a second for Roquan. That's very possible. I don't know the likelihood of both of those guys being in the same deal, but you don't need them, and you can use them as kind of trade bait. Batman, my guy, favorite superhero. What will determine whether Tua is a franchise quarterback? Wins and losses. If this Dolphins team makes the playoffs this year, Tua, I think, will have proven himself as a franchise quarterback. Because when you look at the schedule, it is not an easy schedule. You begin the season against the New England Patriots at home, luckily, then Baltimore, then Buffalo, then Cincinnati. That's a brutal start. If this team makes the playoffs and has a decent record, then Tua is going to play well. I think that's a guarantee. So, look, if the Dolphins make the playoffs, I think Tua is going to be back as the quarterback and maybe solidify himself as the franchise quarterback. But I'd like to see him air it out a little bit more this year. I really would. Kevin Fisher says, do the Fins make a run at Lamar if Tua underperforms? Man, yeah, probably. I think that makes a lot of sense. It's going to be a little bit tougher to get Lamar now that they don't have the draft capital. But Lamar still hasn't signed his extension. And Lamar's a Florida guy. As we know, his interest level in coming to Miami would probably be pretty high if Tua underperforms. But ultimately, I think Baltimore extends Lamar Jackson. And ultimately, I think I'm going to be on BetUS betting on the Dolphins to win on Saturday night. You can do the same if you use promo code Dolphins125. You got to go to chatsports.com/bet to receive a 125% deposit bonus. That means if you put $100 in, you'll get 125 additional dollars to bet with. Great deal we're giving you. Go and take advantage of it. Chatsports.com/bet. Again, chatsports.com/bet. Big time Waddle season, number 17. You love to see it. Who is going to be the Dolphins Rookie of the Year? Great question. Think there's two names that we look at there. Channing Tindall or Eric Ezukanma? I'm going with Easy E. Eric Ezukanma is who I think is going to be the Dolphins Rookie of the Year. He is impressed in training camp thus far and is leading the competition to be the fourth wide receiver on this football team. He is, I think, really proven a lot of us wrong. I think a lot of us weren't a big fan of that pick, would have rather had an offensive lineman, but he has looked excellent in training camp. He's impressed in the joint practices as well. Easy E is going to be my Dolphins Rookie of the Year. Who will be the Dolphins Rookie of the Year? Go down in the comments section and let me know. It is the pinned comment on today's video. Go and reply to it. Who will be the Dolphins Rookie of the Year? Sebastian Chirino says, do you think we're going to go to the Super Bowl this year? Man, I hope so, Sebastian. If the Dolphins make the Super Bowl, we're going to be laughing at so many people. The ones that criticize Tua, the ones that are criticizing Mike McDaniel, saying that he's just a meme and cannot be a good NFL head coach. We're going to have so much fun here on Dolphins Today. Can you imagine a Super Bowl watch party on Dolphins Today? To answer your question, no. I think the Dolphins make the playoffs and perhaps make a run. And we saw last year with the Bengals. If you're in the dance, you can make it to the big dance, which is the Super Bowl. But I don't think the Dolphins are going to make it that far. However, maybe AFC Championship game, I wouldn't be shocked if they made it to that. Ed says, what's up, Will? Appreciate you, Ed. What free agent cornerback can be signed to replace Noah Igbinoghene? You're giving up on Noah already, Ed? Man, what free agent corner? Man, so many of them are off the board at this point. You have any in mind, Producer Trace? I don't know. That's tough.
I know that you could at least try and trade for Jesse Bates, maybe. Not necessarily get him in free agency.
He's a safety.
Yeah, he is more of a safety, so that's kind of a tough one. I don't know. There's not very many appealing cornerbacks still available, if you ask me.
I mean, when you're looking up and down this list, there's plenty of very talented offensive linemen. Chris Harris is still out there and available, so that's an option. You have, Xavier Rhodes. Yeah, I would say Xavier Rhodes would be my number one target if you feel like you need a free agent corner. But I don't think the Dolphins need to do that. You have Trill Williams, who is on the roster bubble. I feel really good about him. And then Kader Kohu, an undrafted free agent out of Texas A&M Commerce. He has looked very good as well. I don't think you need an external option to replace Noah Igbinoghene if you move on from Igbo. Will Sherwood Levette says, in a trade for Roquan Smith possible. Yes, I think it is. I think the Dolphins are going to be one of the teams linked here. He requested a trade from the Chicago Bears on Tuesday. Is a trade possible to Miami? Here's what Jeremy Fowler of ESPN said. He listed Miami as one of 10 possible destinations. Miami comes up in conversation because the Dolphins were believed to be high on Smith in the pre-draft process in 2018. They aren't afraid of the big trade. See, Tyreek Hill. They have $19.5 million in cap space. They're lacking a marquee guy in the middle of that defense to complement their cornerstone pieces elsewhere. Then again, Miami is suddenly short on draft capital after the league stripped the team of a first-round pick last week. That coming from ESPN's Jeremy Fowler. I think the Dolphins will be in the mix here. I do, because when you look at where Roquan's going to go, I think he's going to want to go to a contender. I don't think he's going to want to go to a team like Chicago. He's going to want to go to a team. That's why he wants out of Chicago probably, is because, number one, they won't pay him. Number two, they just suck. So I think Roquan is going to want to go to a much better football team. Miami makes some sense. They were very high on him in the pre-draft process. He was drafted number 8 overall. The Dolphins took Minkah Fitzpatrick. I know. Number 11 overall. I can't believe they didn't keep Minkah. Dolphins receive Roquan Smith in my trade idea. Bears receive Preston Williams, and a second-round pick next year. I think that is a very possible trade because the Bears need some help at wide receiver. Preston wants out. Trade ID number 2, and this is crazy, but it would be amazing. Dolphins receive Roquan Smith and Tevin Jenkins. Bears receive Preston Williams, Austin Jackson, a second-round pick in 2023, and a sixth-round pick in 2024. Let me know what Roquan trade idea you like the most. Is it the number 1 trade idea, or is it number 2? Go down in the comments and let me know. Lay Sports Center Top 10 says Dolphins over under 30 touchdowns for Tua. 30 total touchdowns? I'm going to say over. I think he has a couple rushing touchdowns. I think he has 24 or 25 passing touchdowns. I'm going to say over. He's got to stay healthy. They got to improve the offensive line a little bit, but I'm going to say over 30 touchdowns for Tua Tagovailoa. Mike says, if Skyler keeps playing great in the regular season, maybe he can get us back that third rounder, Ross Flip Force. Zeesh. Maybe. I mean, if Skyler plays well, I don't know if I'd want to trade him. I think I'd want to keep him as the long-term backup quarterback, but man, he has looked outstanding. I think he's exceeded everybody's expectations, and we're going to learn a lot about him on Saturday if he plays well against Tampa Bay. Quentin, Willie Finns to be the owner. Let's go. Let's make that happen. Hashtag Willie Finns to Miami. Let's make it happen. Stephen Ross, sell me the team. I can give you this Coors Light to buy the Miami Dolphins. Let me know if that's a deal.